the BSU group like started with some friends from Louisville, Kentucky. My friend Michael Branch, my friend TJ Mitchell, and my other friend Emmett Pope. And they came to me about the idea, like because we were black skaters in the area, and that was in the late '90s to the early 2000s. So it was like a long time ago. Then like we had the idea maybe to start an Instagram and start like more of a community to like bring people together, because it's like you start to notice that in the African American community, like there's not that much of a push like from a lot of people. So if we give that push to ourselves, man, we uplift each other, and that group is starting to grow every day, which is awesome. I mean, when I first created it, it was just highlighting, different black skaters throughout the globe, honestly, because we're all over. But honestly, it's developed into so much of a tight knit community. Like we have hashtags just like everybody else, but like, you know, people are tagging, people are like interested, and people are like just seeing the community grow together. And that's the thing, it's like it's not just for black skaters, it's for everybody. It's all inclusive. Like we're not trying to shine everybody out. We're just trying to uplift black skaters. So, and we look out for everybody in our community also. So, like, it's not just about us, but we try to uplift each other. Like, I'm not judgmental in any way, and nobody should be. So, like, everybody, we are all inclusive, every bit, like sexualities, genders, creeds, whatever. You're welcome in our community for sure. The freedom, like, because you just go, it's your own flow, your own vibe. Like everything I put in my skating is just every bit of my individuality. When I started skating, like I was one person just skating around, and then like I met so many people through skating. Like I have friends that live all over the world just because I put a pair of blades on my feet. And it's crazy, and I can't explain how that works, but they were accepting of me because of who I am, not the color of my skin or anything. It's crazy because it's like I go skating alone a lot, but I talk online to so many people and have talked online to so many people that like it just you just get to meet different people and different genres of people. Like I'll be honest, there's some friends that like I've just met recently that I've probably been friends online with since the late '90s, all because of rollerblading. And that's how inclusive it is, because they they would see a person like me and just be like, oh, he skates. Like I want to be able to skate with him. That's what's beautiful about it. But like, you know, there's some exceptions. People have different upbringings, so like it kind of veers when you grow up. Like, but we're working on like more diversity in our sport and bringing everybody together, and that's why I started BSU, like the inline like Instagram page. Yeah, everybody helps in all sides of the community, because I see skateboarders helping out other skateboarders at our park, and in my park I love it because when we first started out, like I'm not gonna lie, I was probably the only black skater, and now like maybe the only black rollerblader, but it's so diverse. Like every little bit of it is like an art. It's like dance. It's like you. you get together and you skate and you enjoy yourself. Like we try to enjoy ourselves together, and it's a community driven force. So like that's why everything is community driven, especially on our end. You don't want to segregate people. That's the problem. And like so many years ago, like it would be like an incident like that happen, and you would just drive people apart. And like it even happened all the way up into the early 2000s, like especially the Muslim community after what happened in 9/11. Like you were told that people that wore hijabs are like were horrible, and that was horrible. Like you should never ever experience that. Like you should be bringing people together no matter what happens. Like you shouldn't be like, oh, that white guy ran into that building. No, you should be like, okay, but that's an incident. We need to come together to find a solution. Mm-hmm. Like, I just hate when like things get driven apart. I rather bring people together, like, because I mean, there's still things happening in the African American community like every day, and mm-hmm. like especially where I live. But we try to come together, and this thing we do, this thing we like, jumping on rails, like skating backwards, all that, and just like posting little videos and having fun doing it, like that that gets you away from all this, like just for a second, because it's hard growing up and like knowing everything that's going on and seeing it happen around you can be tough, and like it's very depressing sometimes, but like skating can be a freedom and an outlet to that. I was an essential worker because I work at a pizzeria that's very small, so we had very like limited space, and we were letting like only a few people in at a time, and everybody was wearing masks, and we still wear masks. Like we did everything at my location and we could through the pandemic to make it through. So I was working 30, 35 hours a week easily, and skating probably like, oh, well, 3 months out of last year, I skated every day, like no lie. And then I probably skated at least 100, 200 times during the pandemic. Yeah. Baby steps. They've been working on it for sure. But like I see a lot of people involved in like the sport doing it, like and making big and better choices. A lot of smaller businesses doing big steps, but the bigger businesses need to step in for sure. Especially because it's like, I hate to say this, but like you see posts like everybody posted June 20th last year, like big black dot on their page. A lot of companies did that too, like, and we all stood in sets like solidarity, but like things are still continuing to happen, and you need to make those steps to show that you actually care. I definitely believe if there was more diversity, like from the companies that bring skating to people, like, and that they worked on like bringing more diversity through like events and programs, like it would help a lot. It would help tremendously. Um, what like me and my friends are working on right now is like there's a guy there's in South Central Los Angeles that I know, and he's part of BSU, and he does free lessons on Saturday from 2 to 4. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's like free lessons. Like, and this thing is like each person. It's just you gotta give back. You gotta get people involved, and you gotta be accepting of everyone. And like if somebody's not accepting of everyone, like you don't have to drive them out of the sport, but let them know that we include everybody. And when I say we, it's everybody. Like we should be all together. It shouldn't be like this person does this person does this. It should be like we skate. That's it. Honestly, just to go out and start it and let them let people know what you're about. Be honest, open, honest, and transparent about everything. Just go out and do it. That's the best way I can put it.